Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another chapter in the I story of the artist called Winchester. So, in the last chapter, we stopped off in the summer of '75, where I had my run-ins with the police and decided that I was not gonna walk back my track. So after the summer holidays of '75, here I was now going back to school, being on my own, living on my own, having to look out for myself, and you know, thanks to two good friends who had a room which their parents paid for them, Donald McGee and Errol McGee. Big up wherever you are, guys. You were a great help on the journey. So, going back to school in September of that year, '75, um, I was now a full-time music student and a prodigy. Pretty much loved by my teachers and students alike. As from the last concert just before the summer holiday, I really had blowed up a storm. So I was a very popular individual. Now, um, I was popular among my peers too because I was very much excelling, and some of the people like Richard Barr, who played bass with Jimmy Cliff and Kimani Marley, Upton Roden, we played together for a while in the TD Orchestra in Montego Bay. Um, Carl Johnson played with Luciano, Anthony B, Michael Fletcher, longtime bass player for Shaggy. Yeah, we were all part of the same group. So these next 2.5 years were filled with thousands of you know hours of practicing and preparing myself to go out in the world in the next 2 years and become one of the great musicians of Jamaica. Um, from there on, after about 6 months on the trombone, I excelled so much that my teacher invited me to stint with him in his band, the Lenny Ebert Experience, which was playing at the Sharper Beach Hotel back then. So I would go to school in the day and go to work, in the orchestra at night. Times were still rough, on the private front, as I was just given this catch with Maggie and Errol, and we were like, I think, four people sleeping in a room, and but we got along the best we could, and I mean it worked out. We were good friends. Um, so playing at the Shaw Park Hotel now, I had a experience where I met a waiter who was very fond of me, of my playing in the band, and we became somewhat friends. And he was living at the staff quarters of the hotel. So I was telling him about my situation, and he said, well, in my room at the staff quarters of the hotel, there's a bed, so maybe you can just speak to the entertainment director, a guy called Lee Choi, Chinaman, and see. if you could just give you that space. So I said, yeah, man, I'll do that. So I let some days pass. Then me and Ronnie, we met up, that's this waiter. And I say, yo, I spoke to Lichai, and I mean, he said it's cool. Actually, that was not true. I did not speak, or I hadn't spoken to Lichai because I was a bit scared that he would have maybe said no. So I said, look, let me just, pop one and Ronnie, and so I can get the bed. So Ronnie said, cool, no problem. He gave me a copy of the key to the room. And so, now I had my own place, very much to say. It was pretty much illegal, but, I had to pull something. So from there out, I would go to school, come back there, go to work at the hotel, which was just walking distance away from the staff quarters. Now, after these next 2 years, I finally graduated, and it was the summer still, so I was still waiting on the results of my final exams. Now, the results would have been back somewhere in the summer holidays. Now, I was also busy trying to find a band where I could get very much a normal salary, because I was just like very much on a kind of a apprenticeship with the band of my teacher. Now, one weekend, we were at the hotel, and Lenny called me up and he said, "Look, I have some good news for you. You passed the RSM exams with a distinction, and you could get a scholarship to go to Jamaica School of Music." And at the same time, the second good news was that a friend of his, Sonny Bradshaw, who needed a trombone player, he said, "Look, I spoke to Sonny and I told him about you, and he said you can come do the audition and see if you can get the job." Now, back then, Sonny Bradshaw 7 was the best or the number one dance band in Jamaica. So I said, "Cool, that sounds good." Now, I didn't really know Kingston that much, but my friend Richard Barr, he came from uptown, so he kind of knew very much the city. So he accompanied me to go to do my audition with Sonny Bradshaw at his house out there in Old Harbor. We got there, and he gave me some notes, and he said play that, and I was a bit nervous, so it was okay, put it that way. Then he said, all right, you sound good, so you can come to live in Kingston as of next week. So I said, well, I mean, I just have to figure it out. So Richard Barr, his grandmother had a house up in off on Webcom Avenue. That's uptown, and he said, you could get a room at my grandmother's house because they got a big house and they rented out part of it. So we went to his grandmother's place, and there was a room, and he spoke to his grandmother, and I mean, I had the room for, I think back then was about 100 Jamaican dollars a month. So we went back to Ocho Rios. I packed my things, and I went back alone to Kingston, and Sata got settled in my new room, and got prepared for my first rehearsals and first dates, stinting with Sonny Bradshaw 7. I had that job because the trombone player before Vin Cameron had basically left the band. So I was very much stepping into the shoes of a very great trombone player. Now, my side man, or the man beside me on saxophone, was Dean Fraser. And so it was me, trombone, Dean Fraser, alto and tenor sax, and Sonny Bradshaw